Hi everyone, I'm Marcy, and now that the weather is getting nicer and we're spending more time outdoors, I thought I'd share a series of really terrific summer salads that you could take to a potluck or a barbecue, and they'll definitely be a hit. So today I'm starting with what's called Cowboy Pasta Salad, and it's hearty because it's got ground beef and green chili, corn and black beans, and all sorts of Southwest seasonings, so you're definitely going to love it. First, I'm going to warn you, there are a lot of ingredients, but don't let that scare you off because this comes together real easy and it's so worth it. So I'm starting off with 1 pound of the pasta of your choice. I was really hoping for a rotelle because they look like little wagon wheels, and that would have tied in perfectly with the whole cowboy theme, but unfortunately I couldn't find it at any of my local grocery stores, so I'm going with bow tie pasta today. Then you're going to need 1 pound of lean ground beef, 1 4-ounce can of green chili, preferably Hatch, and you can find it in either a hot, medium, or mild, so go with whatever you like. You're going to need 1 teaspoon each of chili powder and ground cumin, 3/4 of a teaspoon each of garlic powder and onion powder, 1 15-ounce can of black beans. You'll need 1 green bell pepper, about a cup of sweet kernel corn. I'm going with some roasted corn that was in the freezer section and I let it thaw out, but you can use canned, or if you're going with fresh, you probably will use about 1 ear of corn and then you just cut it off. Then you'll need 1 container, this was 11 ounces, I believe, of either grape or cherry tomatoes. You'll need 1 cup of sharp cheddar cheese that you're going to want to cut into little cubes like this. 1/3 of a small red onion diced. You'll need 1 small bunch of cilantro and 6 slices of bacon cooked. Then for the dressing, you're going to need 1/3 of a cup of ketchup, 1/3 of a cup of mayonnaise, 1/3 of a cup of sour cream, 1/4 of a cup of the salsa of your choice. And here again, you can go with hot, medium, or mild. Just work with whatever you have. You'll need 1.5 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon of yellow mustard, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, some salt and pepper to taste, and then at the very end, we're going to put a few splashes of hot sauce. So that's it. And I know it was a lot, but it's going to be good. Let's go ahead and get started. You'll first want to make the dressing, so grab a bowl and just add all the ingredients. That's the ketchup, the mayonnaise, the sour cream, the salsa, the Worcestershire sauce, the yellow mustard, the apple cider vinegar, and the salt and pepper. Then whisk everything together until you're left with a smooth dressing. If it seems too thick to you, you can add a little more apple cider vinegar, but this looks about right. Now give it a taste so you can determine how much hot sauce you want to add. I'm going to be adding a few shakes. Then I'll mix it all in and give it another taste. This is perfect. I'll put this in the refrigerator and get started on the pasta. And here you just want to cook it according to the directions on the package. Once it's al dente, take it off the stove, drain it, and rinse it with cold water so that it stops the cooking process. Now, this isn't the bowl that I'm going to serve this in, but because it's nice and big, this is going to be really helpful when I stir all the ingredients together. And then later I can transfer it into a serving bowl and it'll look great. Again, I really wish that this was the wagon wheel pasta and not the bow tie, because the wagon wheel would have just really been a little more cowboyish and tied in with the theme, but we'll just have to use our imagination. And you know, that's one of the things that I really love about living here in New Mexico is that we have three main cultures. We're a diverse state, but there's three main ones, and that is the Hispanic culture, the Native American culture, and the cowboy culture. And they just go together so perfectly. You know, you see it in the foods that we eat. You'll see things like Navajo tacos and blue corn tortillas. You'll see it in the way that we dress with cowboy boots and turquoise and maybe Mexican dresses. And you'll even see it in the way that we decorate our homes. And it's just so beautiful to me. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let this continue to cool, and I'm going to get started on the meat now.
Heat a large skillet on the stovetop over medium heat and brown the ground beef, breaking it up as it cooks. Once it's fully cooked, if it rendered a lot of fat, go ahead and drain it. This is just a little, so I find that using a paper towel to dab it out works best. Now I'll go ahead and add in the green chili, followed by all the spices. That's the chili powder and cumin, and the onion and garlic powders. Mix until everything is fully combined. Then take it off the heat and let it cool. Meantime, I'll chop the veggies. Once all the veggies are chopped and the cooked ground beef has cooled a bit, we can assemble. Just add the meat to the pasta, followed by the bell pepper, the black beans, which I rinsed and drained, the corn kernels, the tomatoes, the cheddar cheese, the diced onion, and the fresh cilantro, and go ahead and pour the dressing over all the salad ingredients and give it all a good mix. This looks so colorful and beautiful already, but I need to transfer it to a serving bowl.
Note to self, use as big a serving bowl as you have. Look at all this here that I just don't want it to spill out, but this is perfect because I'll use this for the taste test. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add the bacon. And the reason you leave this for the very end is because you want it to stay crispy. In fact, if you're not gonna be eating it right away, just refrigerate it and keep your bacon separate. Otherwise, it'll just go limp and you don't want that. But doesn't that look amazing? All right, I'm gonna put a little bacon in here so that I can give this a try. Let me grab a fork. All right, I am going to try to get a little bit of everything in one bite, which is kind of hard to do when you consider how many ingredients are in here. And I should mention that you can eat this chilled or at room temperature. Either way is going to be good. This is really good. It feels light and fresh, just like a summer salad should, but yet this is something that's going to fill you up because it's got the ground beef and the bacon, the black beans and cheese and corn, all kinds of wonderful ingredients. And then it's got just a little spicy kick that, again, you can adjust to your own personal preference. This is a very versatile recipe. It's beautiful to look at, and I think you're going to enjoy it all summer long.
Thanks so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I also invite you to follow me at Marcy Inspired on Instagram and Facebook. Until next time, blessings from my kitchen to yours.